Blood moon alert, Scorpio. The blood moon, the full moon in Aries this month, occurs on the 27th if you're using Eastern Daylight Time. If you're using Greenwich Mean Time, it's on the 28th. We're just giving you both of those because it's a very important day. It's the fourth blood moon in the tetrad, and that's a total lunar eclipse. Also this month, on the 13th, there's a new moon in Virgo, and that's the partial solar eclipse. And on the 23rd, there's the equinox, the autumn equinox, where the sun is going to ingress from Virgo into Libra early in the morning on the 23rd. That's the equinox. So it's a very intense month. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of cultural and religious events that are happening simultaneously in conjunction with, or simultaneously with, some of these astrological or cosmological events. So a lot of people are putting a lot of emphasis on the events of this month. There's also some things going on that CERN has been turned on again in September of 2015. And we'll look at that a little bit later on here in this transmission, because a lot of people feel that that's a very important happening and something to look at, especially with these events that we're talking about with the blood moon. Now, Mars is direct in Leo until the 24th to then go into ingress into Virgo, and it will remain direct. And Pluto is currently retrograde in Capricorn, but will go direct in Capricorn, that's Pluto, on the 25th. So again, a lot going on for you, Scorpio, this month. Now let's see how your ruling planets of Mars and Pluto affect you this month, Scorpio. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from the mighty guardian angel Gabriel, who resides over all the water signs in the Zodiac, and your specific Scorpio angel Barchiel, who resides over your fixed water nature. And these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. Now, first we're going to look at the 24th of the month. The 24th of the month, we have Mercury in Libra, but Mercury's retrograde at that time, square Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. What we're going to do is take that particular formula and we're going to put it at the end, where we do our afterglow, when we do our planetary aspects and facets, give you the highlights. And we're also now going to put a little planetary formula just to make it fun, so that, give, you and us something to kind of focus on and, again, have a little fun with. So stay tuned for that. That'll be at the end. Now, moving on with the love transmission, it's basically, as we said, it's going to be an exciting month. And especially the first week. You'll settle down a little bit after the first week. The second and third month will be very powerful. It's not that the energy will lessen, obviously. It's more that you will get used to it. You'll get used to the energy, and you'll be able to deal with it in a more efficient way. There's going to be a lot of intense energy with this blood moon in Aries, because although you're not Aries, you and Aries are ruled by Mars. You have Pluto added to that, but still it will affect you. And what this will do is it will make you feel very powerful, feel that you can really sort of control your situations or dominate your situations, and indeed you can. The trick here is, though, to not really approach people in that way. Because if you approach people in such a way that you want to control or dominate them, they'll tend to be put off by it. So simply use that energy that you have naturally in a more, to use to your own sublimated efficiency. As they see your efficiency and they see your personality begin to shine by, again, using this to control yourself and present yourself as you'd like to be perceived, then this will bring everybody to favor you, over everybody else who might be trying to, come at them in a very aggressive manner. Because all this aggression will start to rub people the wrong way. And luckily with Pluto going direct in Capricorn on the 25th, that will start things moving in your favor regarding status. So this all really has a lot to do with status. You're not sure maybe how to best gain friends. And Scorpio actually is very good at that. It's not hard for Scorpio to gain friends. All you have to do is use your ability to influence and naturally dominate others. Use that ability to naturally control and make yourself into peak performance and to give others the impression that you want them to have of you. So use the energy to give yourself a glamour, so to speak, and that will be very helpful for you, Scorpio, this month, with all that's going on. This moves us into the financial or money aspect of Barchiel's transmission. And money will be annoying the first week, but the second and third week, again, you'll feel better. Again, as long as you're not trying to dominate people financially. As long as you're not making them feel that they have to sort of kowtow in order, having to do with finances. In other words, the elitism is not helpful for you at this time, not in September. There's times when it may be, but September is not a time for elitism because people will want to sort of strike back at people who are lording it over others due to elitism. It's just not a good month for that. So you want to stay, you don't have to plead poverty either, though. You just have to, what will be represented well in September is everybody working together and everybody just doing their job. Because if people are doing their job, that's what they want to do. People want to feel that they are worthwhile, and people want to feel they have value, and people want to feel that they're doing their job well. So just, sort of everybody does their job and everybody's valuable. That kind of sentiment will sit well with Scorpio and the people that Scorpio is influenced by and the people that Scorpio wishes to influence. In September, again, this is for September. Okay, now we're going to talk here in the financial portion of this transmission. We're going to talk about CERN. Just briefly touch on it because it's a very important aspect of what people feel might be happening now that we're in the age of Aquarius. A lot of people feel that CERN has a lot of deeper meanings to it. It obviously has a suggestion of the god Cernunnos, and it also is said to be associated with some kind of portal hooked up to the planet Saturn. And others feel that there's an attempt to go back to a time when Saturn ruled the world, because the age of Aquarius is ruled by the planet Saturn, because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, but it's also ruled by Uranus, which some feel is like the progenitor of Saturn, Saturn being the progenitor of Earth that then got captured by the sun, that kind of thing. So CERN is something that has a lot of applications. There are particles being formed as sort of a byproduct of the particle collisions at near the speed of light, or possibly at the speed of light. There's strangelets, I believe they're called. These particles that are being produced because of these collisions that they say are heavy and are collecting in the center of the Earth. Now, what that will do, these are a lot of areas that people haven't delved into before, but you can be sure that dimensions and portals are being opened. And you can be sure that these dimensions will increase not only obvious psychic abilities and all of that, but much more than that, just sort of in-your-face paranormal activities. And this is going to increase more and more up through, of course, Halloween and those kinds of times when the veil between the worlds is thinnest. Because the veil, now that we're in the marriage supper of the Lamb at the equinox, the veil, when it's lifted, that's the veil that tells us that everybody who's gone before us, that we think are no longer here because they've passed on, when we begin to see that those people are actually still with us. And they're every bit as alive as we are. They're just in a different time-space continuum. And we have a video on that called The Black Box of Death and Time. So you might want to take a look at that. So this is something that will be more and more obvious to people as time goes on, and as CERN discovers more and more about how the universe was not only taken apart, but how it's put back together. And there's applications for good, as well. People say we can destroy things. We can also create things. At one point, we'll be able to, create reality and on our own, like print out organs, so to speak, so we don't have to chop organs out of some people to put them in others. Those kinds of things. Good applications. Okay, with that said, that will lead us into our health part of this Barchiel angelic transmission with the overseeing of Gabriel, of course. The health transmission for you this month, we're going to just look at the fact that the fourth chakra will be overstimulated, especially with all this martial activity. And there'll be a disquieting of the fourth chakra, that's the heart and the circulation. There could possibly be too much emphasis on the heart, on coming from the heart, and and the sacred heart and the burning of the heart. You'd want to cool down areas that are dealt with in the fourth chakra, the spine, and the circulation, the circulatory system, the heart. You want to calm that area, soothe it. You don't want to intensify it. It'll be overstimulated, and there'll be a disquieting of it during September, especially the first part of September. After the 24th, then when Mars moves into Virgo, luckily Pluto will go direct in Capricorn the next day. However, then you want to sort of calm the stomach and the third chakra and the small intestines. It's just the third chakra area in general. Virgo more rules over regular just digestion and small intestines, and the nervous system as well, and the eyes. So you want to calm those areas when Mars is set to ingress then into Virgo on the 24th. Again, with Pluto going direct in Capricorn, coming out of its retrograde aspect, or how it appears, but still it affects us because it's all symbology, but it still affects us. Our symbology is extremely powerful. All right, now we're going to go into the afterglow. We're going to give you the planetary aspects and facets from Mars and Pluto that we feel we want to highlight, and then we'll go over the planetary formula that we mentioned. All right, again, Mars direct in Leo to ingress Virgo on the 24th. Mars is direct in 2015. On the 1st, we have Venus retrograde conjunct Mars. On the 8th, we have Mars trine Uranus retrograde. On the 25th, we have Mars square Saturn. The formula, we're going to give you one, but we'll give you two. We'll give you the one for Mars and one for Pluto. The formula for Mars, we've chosen the first Venus retrograde in Leo, conjunct Mars in Leo. Mars direct in Leo. The answer to that planetary formula would be angry breakups may ensue due to feelings of abandonment to important work or projects. So people really focusing on their work, focusing on their projects. People may feel abandoned in love, and that may cause people to break up. Remember, people are going to be angry. Don't give in to others' anger or demands or your own anger. Just be assertive, but not aggressive. And things will be better. Now we'll get into the Plutonian aspect. Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn, going direct on the 25th, also in Capricorn. On the 5th, we have Sun trine Pluto retrograde. On the 24th, we have Mercury retrograde square Pluto retrograde. So now we're going to go over that formula. On the 24th, this Mercury retrograde in Libra, square Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Because it's the 24th, Pluto doesn't go direct until the 25th. So the answer to that one is, life becomes topsy-turvy, a little bumpy, as your deepest desires come into competition with what you traditionally think gives you status, attention, and power. So the desire to become more powerful, to gain more attention, the desire to have more status, again, more power, could cause, the ride through September to be more bumpy. You can smooth it out if you simply don't resist the tradition that's momentum, but also allow some new ideas. And that will smooth, but do it in a way, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. You can have your tradition and then allow some new ideas in a small, gentle manner. And that will make things much easier. Because this is social media is causing everybody to be homogenized. And right now that's not such a bad thing, because we're taking cultures. You can have your culture, you can have your religion, but you got to obey the laws of the land, the general laws of society. And that's what social media is helping everybody do. You might feel you're being homogenized, but sometimes that's helpful. And it is helpful during September because of all the intense energy. All right, Scorpio, thank you for joining us. This is your Angelic Horoscope transmission from your Scorpio angel Barchel and the Mighty Archangel Gabriel. I'm Pastor Rosemond, Astrology Angel, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next month.